On paper, the Los Angeles Lakers should not be this good. Their roster isn't as deep as Oklahoma City's, their defense isn't nearly as sharp as Denver's, and compared to Houston, their supporting cast feels shaky at best. By every logical measure, this team should be fighting just to stay relevant. And yet, here they are again, staring down another season where nobody can count them out. The Western Conference is absolutely loaded, but the Lakers still sit in the mix of legitimate contenders. And the craziest part? It's not just because of the name on the jersey or the history of the franchise. It's because the two players at the top of this roster, Luka Dončić and LeBron James, are rewriting expectations in ways nobody saw coming. So today, let's break down the pros, the cons, and the wild unknowns of this Lakers team, because their future could swing in either direction: a deep playoff run or another season where their flaws finally catch up to them. Every great team has a heartbeat, and for the Lakers right now, that heartbeat is Luka Dončić. After years of carrying the Dallas Mavericks, Luka's departure was one of the most shocking trades in recent NBA history. Dallas not only moved on from their generational superstar, but they did it in brutal fashion, questioning his conditioning, calling out his defense, and painting him as the problem child they needed to unload. That kind of narrative doesn't just fade. Luka took it personally, and now he's turning that sting into fuel. This offseason, Luka showed up looking like a completely different player. For the first time in his career, he's in peak physical condition. The results were undeniable at EuroBasket, where he posted absurd numbers: 34.7 points, 8.6 rebounds, and 7.1 assists per game in 40-minute contests, no less. To put that in perspective, that's 8 fewer minutes than an NBA game. And he still dominated like it was child's play. But the numbers weren't even the most shocking part. It was the way he moved. Luka looked lighter, faster, and more explosive than we've ever seen. Plays where he used to slow down and probe suddenly became coast-to-coast bursts. He grabbed a rebound, sprinted the floor, and finished with ease. For the first time in years, it felt like Luka had the extra gear that superstars need when the game slows down in the fourth quarter. That's always been Luka's one knock, that he'd wear down late in games, the tank running dry after carrying so much of the offense. Now, with better conditioning, that issue might finally be gone. Imagine Luka having the same brilliance he shows in the first quarter, still fresh in the fourth. Add to that the fact that his durability should improve with a stronger frame and fewer nagging injuries. And then there's the revenge factor. Dallas may have believed they were dumping a star with flaws, but Luka sees it differently. He's out to prove he wasn't the problem. They were. And nothing would sting the Mavericks more than watching their former star dominate on the league's biggest stage wearing purple and gold. A motivated, conditioned, revenge-seasoned Luka Dončić is easily one of the biggest pros of any team in the league. But as scary as that is, he's not the only reason this Lakers squad is dangerous. If Luka is the heartbeat of the Lakers, then LeBron James is the backbone. Every single year, we ask the same question: is this the season Father Time finally wins? And every single year, the answer is still no. Last season, at age 40, in year 22 of his career, LeBron averaged 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.2 assists on 57% true shooting. Those are all NBA caliber numbers for any player, let alone someone 2 decades into their career. But the truly shocking part wasn't just the numbers, it was how he got them. For the first time in his career, LeBron fully embraced being the second option. Instead of forcing his way into the alpha role, he leaned into playing alongside Luka. He became the screener in pick and rolls, attacked as the roll man, and made smart reads that opened up the floor. Instead of the offense revolving solely around him, he blended into Luka's universe seamlessly. And it worked. When Luka and LeBron shared the floor, the Lakers posted a plus 3.4 net rating over more than 1,000 possessions with a 120.3 offensive rating, putting them in the 86th percentile across the league. The ball movement was crisp, the spacing was clean, and the shot quality, elite. This is where LeBron's genius shows itself. Lesser stars struggle when asked to change roles. LeBron has done it at 40 years old, and he's still dominating. That adaptability is what makes him so dangerous. He doesn't need to be the LeBron of 2012 anymore. He just needs to be the perfect partner to Luka, and right now he is. But as scary as this duo looks offensively, the Lakers' problems don't come on that side of the ball. Their real issues are lurking elsewhere. No championship contender is built on just two stars. Depth wins games in the dog days of the regular season and carries teams through the grind of the playoffs. And this is where the Lakers take a major hit. On paper, the Lakers' offseason additions don't look terrible. DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia, all solid names, but the problem isn't what they added, it's what they lost. And losing Dorian Finney-Smith was a devastating blow. Finney-Smith wasn't just another role player. He was the glue that tied the Lakers' best lineups together. Lineups featuring Luka, LeBron, Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and Finney-Smith were nearly unstoppable, posting a plus 19.4 net rating over 200 possessions. They scored 130 points per 100 possessions while shooting 66% effective field goal percentage. That's not just good, that's championship-level dominance. DFS was the perfect piece because he could shoot, defend, and fit seamlessly next to stars. His presence made everything easier, and now he's gone to the Houston Rockets, of all teams. A direct rival in the West just got stronger, and the Lakers got weaker. The supporting cast left behind has major questions. Austin Reeves is a reliable secondary ball handler, but defensively, he wore down last season, especially in the playoffs when asked to guard elite scorers. Rui Hachimura thrived as a catch-and-shoot player, but he isn't a creator. Beyond those two, the Lakers' bench falls off quickly. Gabe Vincent struggled to stay healthy. Jared Vanderbilt defends but can't score. Dalton Knecht flashed potential as a shooter but disappeared when defenses pressured him. And Jackson Hayes, well, the less said about his playoff disappearance, the better. Compared to teams like Oklahoma City or Houston, the Lakers' depth just doesn't stack up. And when the stars sit, that weakness becomes glaring. But as concerning as the depth looks, it's nothing compared to the next problem. If there's one thing that could derail the Lakers completely, it's their defense. On paper, Marcus Smart was supposed to help. He's a former Defensive Player of the Year after all, but that award feels like a lifetime ago. Since then, injuries have piled up. His athleticism has waned, and expecting him to suddenly anchor a defense at age 31 feels unrealistic. DeAndre Ayton was also supposed to be part of the solution, serving as the rim protector the Lakers have needed. But let's be honest, Ayton has never been that guy. His motor is inconsistent, his rim protection shaky, and his mindset often questioned. He's far more comfortable taking mid-range jumpers than doing the dirty work inside. That leaves the Lakers with a serious problem. Luka, Reeves, and even LeBron at this stage are all defensive liabilities in their own way. Asking a 41-year-old LeBron to be the last line of defense against elite wings and bigs is asking for trouble. The result? The Lakers will likely need to win games by outscoring opponents. That formula can work in the regular season, but in the playoffs, where every possession slows down and every weakness is exposed, that's a recipe for disaster. But even with those defensive concerns, there's still a reason to believe in this team. Here's the crazy part. Despite all these flaws, the Lakers still finished as the 3 seed in the Western Conference last season. Yes, the margin between the 2nd and 8th seed was razor thin, just 4 wins. But the fact remains, Los Angeles found ways to consistently win games in one of the deepest conferences we've ever seen. That matters, because in the West, consistency is everything. And with Luka in peak shape, putting up something close to a 30-point triple-double, and LeBron still producing at an all-NBA level, the Lakers have enough firepower to stay near the top. Their offense will carry them through stretches where the defense falters. Their star power will steal games they have no business winning. And if there's one thing we've learned, it's to never count out LeBron James, no matter the odds. But of course, regular season success doesn't always translate to postseason glory. And that's where the Lakers' ceiling and floor start to reveal themselves. So what's the realistic range for this Lakers team? At their best, if Luka stays healthy, LeBron continues to defy Father Time, and the front office makes a smart move at the deadline, this team could make a run to the conference finals. The talent of their top 2 players is simply that overwhelming. But at their worst, if the defense collapses, the depth proves unreliable, and injuries strike at the wrong time, the Lakers could easily fall into play-in territory. That's the danger of relying so heavily on 2 stars and not enough on the pieces around them. And the truth is, history supports that concern. As much as people roll their eyes when executives say defense wins championships, it's true. You don't have to be elite defensively anymore, but you at least have to be good. And right now, the Lakers aren't close to that level, which means the clock is ticking. Rob Pelinka and the front office have to decide whether to ride it out with this roster or make a bold move to shore up their weaknesses before the trade deadline. Because as good as this team can be, there's a real chance they get outmatched by deeper, more balanced squads like Denver, Oklahoma City, or even Houston. So where does that leave the Lakers? This team is defined by paradox. On one hand, Luka Dončić looks like a man on a mission, fueled by revenge, and in the best shape of his career. LeBron James continues to laugh in the face of Father Time, producing like a superstar even in his 40s. Together, they form one of the most dangerous offensive duos in the league. On the other hand, the Lakers' depth is shaky, their defense is suspect, and their supporting cast doesn't inspire confidence. That balance of brilliance and weakness makes them one of the most unpredictable teams in the West. My prediction: the Lakers finish as the 6th seed. Their floor is play-in territory, but their ceiling, with health, luck, and maybe a deadline move, is a run to the conference finals. But the real question is this: will Luka's revenge tour and LeBron's defiance of time be enough to cover the cracks? Or will history remind us that even superstars can't do it all alone? Either way, the Lakers are going to be one of the most fascinating teams to watch this season. And speaking of teams that could shape the Western Conference, the Denver Nuggets are looming as their greatest obstacle. If you want to know just how dangerous Denver really is, make sure you check out my full Nuggets breakdown, because what they're building might be even scarier than the Lakers.